Is Apple's Vision Pro headset something a business should consider adopting to use for a business context? That's what we're going to talk about today. Hi, my name's Curtis Howe, Smart Social. I want to give you some impressions and ideas and thoughts I've had about Apple's Vision Pro headset. If you haven't seen this, which hopefully most of you have by now, it is basically a mixed reality headset that Apple is coming up with. It's not out yet. It'll be out early 2024, but they debuted it in WWDC in June of 2023. So a fascinating headset. I'm glad that they've gotten into this space. We knew it was coming for them to do that, but they've gone in a different direction than the other headsets out there. Now, you're probably familiar with the Oculus headsets. This is a common one. We actually have adopted this for our employees, for our company. We use those all the time. And so for meetings and for trainings and education and different things like that. So in thinking about what is a use case for a business when it comes to the Apple headset. Now it does, if you're a Mac user, if you have iPhones and iPads and things and you use those for business, all the use cases that you use for those can be used in Apple's new mixed reality headset, because the main point of the headset is to show you the world around you and allow you to overlay digital data on top of that real world. So it's more augmented reality than virtual reality, whereas the Meta Pros are the Oculus headsets. Basically, those are virtual reality. Now, Meta just came out with, of course, a week ago, just before Apple did. They came out with the Quest 3, the Oculus headsets. So they're trying to get into more mixed reality and not as much virtual reality. But they're different applications. The reason that you would buy the Oculus headset is not the same reason you would buy the Apple headset. For a business, augmented reality for team collaboration has some potential, has some opportunities if you do a lot of remote work and you need to do more collaborative things, especially around design. There might be a good use case in using the Apple headset because of the collaboration opportunities in 3D that you could do. If you're not doing things like that, there is not that much of a business use case for the Apple headset. Just because it's the same as your computer, it's the same as your iPad, it's the same thing. So when you look at it, do I spend $3,500 to buy the Apple headset, or do I spend $3,500 and buy a MacBook Pro and an iPad? You could get the same functionality and things on them. If you do a lot of traveling, and then I think in a way, I would say that the headset has some value, partially because you can watch movies, disappear from the world around you, like in a airplane. If you're on a plane, you could put them on. In fact, in their videos, they show this as a use case for them in the commercials and presentation material that Apple used. Put the headset on, put a movie on, and disappear. So if you do a lot of traveling, I think there's some fun use cases for the headset. If you are like a traveling salesperson, you go out to do you have to go drive around for different things. This is a great way to carry a computer without carrying a computer, because it's basically a computer you're wearing on your face. That's what this headset is touted as being, essentially. So if you're a delivery person, pop the headset in while you're on your lunch break. You can still see what's happening around you, but now you can have a computer, you can watch movies, you can do different things with it. So answer phone calls probably is what's going to be on there also, just like everything else you can in the Apple ecosystem. So meeting clients, if you wanted to consider using this as a way to meet clients or do some like internal presentations, it will work with Zoom. It will work with FaceTime. It'll work with WebEx and Teams and other things. So if you just want the latest and greatest, coolest thing, and to be able to jump into your meeting, to immerse yourself, to see your computers and see what the presenters are presenting and stuff, and not make it look like you're wearing a headset or anything like that, then this would be a good way to do it. But this is an expensive way to get into Zoom in reality. So I don't see it being super easy to use for a business, but it is as a personal computing platform. There's some awesome opportunities here, some serious opportunities here. If you do architecture, you do design, a lot of 3D type stuff, you're going to love this. You can use them actually they as a 3D camera. They capture video in 3D. So you can create 3D video. Now it's 3D video on a 2D screen still looks 2D. It doesn't, you don't get as, you get a little bit of depth perception. Like if you turn the camera, turn your iPhone or something, you can get a little bit of sense of that perception, but it's not quite ideal. So if you love Mac, if you love Apple stuff and just want a computer you can wear on your head, a hands-free type computer, this would be a fun one to play with. I do believe, and you can mark my words on this, I do believe that 5 to 7 years from now, we will probably see a second or third iteration of this headset, and it is going to just blow us away at what it can do. If you want the ability to sit in a room, do all of your computing, all of your work, see everybody that's going around you, but not be disturbed by them and what you're doing, this is phenomenal. This is going to be amazing. And I think we're moving in a direction of integrating wearables in a way that allows us to stay connected to everything and have access to data, but without necessarily needing it. I see this as another opportunity. So let me give you an example of what I'm talking about here. Disney talked about partnering with Apple to build content for the headset. So you could watch Disney Plus in the headset and not just watch Disney Plus, but control your environment, like actually look like you're sitting on a speeder on Tatooine while watching The Mandalorian or whatever. Or you could have statistics. Maybe you're watching a Star Wars movie. You want to see statistics around you about what's going on in the movie, the kind of fighter that they're flying or the kind of planet they're going to or whatever. They're building this extra data into that. As a data person, that sounds kind of cool, but extremely distracting if you just want to watch a show. I see, and again, 5 to 7 years out, it's probably the earliest we'll see this. I completely see that there's an opportunity here with location data, possibly QR codes or other types of things, GPS, different things like that, where you will start to see these headsets being worn by people in Disneyland. And probably Disney World too. Say you go into Star Wars Land. As you walk into Star Wars Land, it recognizes you have an Apple headset on, the Vision Pro. And as it does this, you suddenly hear the sound of TIE fighters overhead. And you look up and the augmented reality shows TIE fighters coming over you. So I see this as a possibility that Disneyland as a theme park will use the augmented reality to accentuate and create a whole nother experience in the park. I think that's coming. So that's a possibility for even a business. Somebody walks into your business, maybe you can set this up to where there's a location type. Oh, they're in here. This is in my location. There's a QR code or something that happens. It picks it up. It could be Bluetooth connection, whatever. So think about this. Apple created on their phones the Apple Wallet. There was an opportunity to create. You can create cards. Businesses can put like tickets or cards or coupons or things like that into your Apple Wallet that you can then redeem later. One way that this was used back then is through using NFC, near field communication, small little devices like at the front of a grocery store. You could put these NFC devices in the entrance to a grocery store, and as somebody walks into the store that has your app downloaded, the NFC will recognize it and send them a link to a web page or a PDF of your weekly specials. So, when you walk into the grocery stores, you see that rack of the newspapers with all the specials in it for that store. You can pick one up and walk around and get the deals. This is a digital version that shows up on your device. This can also be an end cap display in a retail location, where as you walk by the location, it pings your phone, hey, you're here, watch this video about this product. Or maybe there's a screen up there that has a little bit of information on it, but not everything. So you hold up your phone and it augmented realities the rest of it on. Just another way to interact with people and get them to stop and look at your display. With this headset, that is possible to do augmented reality. Now, granted, you're sitting there probably going, Curtis, that means I'm having to wear this stupid looking headset into the grocery store. Walmart's already weird enough without having to wear this headset in there. And yes, it would look totally weird to wear the headset around. That's, when the technology gets to the point where it's like these, closer to like, when you can do the functionality of what Apple's done, but with a wearable like what Google did with Google Glass, that's powerful. Those two might intersect at some point, those two types of technologies. But here's the thing is in a retail location, if somebody was wearing the goggles, they could theoretically, you could show augmented reality inside your store. Maybe it's an end cap display. Maybe it's something as they walk in. There could be some fun uses of it. Possibly even you could create scavenger hunts where they go to different parks and they get different augmented reality things. So think of like Pokemon Go, but with this headset, and then you use your hands to throw the balls and catch the Pokemon and stuff like that. There's all kinds of fun stuff that'll come out in the future with this headset. So we're just at the beginning of a big opportunity to transform, again, how we use technology in our world around us. So consider these things. I would say, if you want the latest and greatest, you're an early adopter, go get in line and get ready to buy one of these. If you're not a traveler, if you don't, if you prefer to work off of a computer, you don't want to have a headset on while you're doing stuff, then don't get it. You don't have anything to worry about. Don't worry about it. I don't think Apple is looking for mass adoption of this like they did with the iPad or the iPhone. I think this is just starting, and then they're going to grow into the ideal use for this. They're just getting in. They've set a high bar for everybody else, and now they're going to stretch that up there to get to the point where it is integrated and such an opportunity. So, it's funny, when I was watching the conference, the image in my mind ran through of Back to the Future 3, when the kids were sitting around the table and they were talking to their friends, and they had their phone was sunglasses and they had them on and they're talking to their friends and things while they're sitting there. That's in essence what you could do with this. And so it's a fascinating opportunity for us to see how this will evolve. It's just starting, and now it's going to evolve over the next 5 to 7 years into something that can be really amazing for businesses. So if you want high-end collaboration, great, go for it. If you don't worry about it. There's plenty of other opportunities and tools out there for you. But I think there's some fun possibilities with this to start. If you're way into that Mac ecosystem, you'll have no problems with this. You'll really enjoy these out of the box, I believe. But this is not something that companies are going to go out and buy in mass to adopt like an iPad was. So it's not quite to that point yet, but I think in 5 to 7 years we'll see that. So I look forward to your comments in the comments section. What do you think about this headset? Are you going to buy one? Are you going to do something with it? Or wait until another couple of iterations down the road and then see what happens? So thanks for watching. Like and subscribe to us to hear more of our videos, and we'll look forward to seeing you in the next one.